Will the House please come to order and members kindly take their seats? Good afternoon. Members, we will begin this afternoon session with the House seating ceremony. Will the clerk please explain the procedure?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The House holds its seating ceremony pursuant to the provisions of House Rule 5. By that rule, seats are chosen in three groups. First, members of the 2023-2024 biennium get to choose their seat. Second, members of preceding bienniums get to choose their seat. And finally, brand new members will have their names randomly drawn, and as each new member's name is called, they get to select their seat and will be escorted to their seat by the Sergeant at Arms. So, to start us off, if you were a member of the House during the 2023-2024 biennium, please go to your chosen seat if you have not already done so. Now, for all other members, please retire to the Hall of Flags in front of the chamber and wait to be called back in to select your seat.
Should I say anything to test it while it's nice and testing?
Will the House please come to order?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. So now we'll call in as a group the members of preceding bienniums who can go to their chosen seats. There are 6 of those members, and they are the member from Bennington, Representative Nigro, the member from Linden, Representative Feltus, the member from Milton, Representative Leland Morgan, the member from Morristown, Representative Iacovone, and the member from Woodstock, Representative Kimball. Will the first assistant clerk please announce the seat selection for each of those members?
What seat are you selecting? 1, 2, 3. Representative Nigro of Bennington, select seat 123. Representative Feltus, what seat are you selecting? 47. Representative Feltus of Linden, select seat number 47. Kosenska. Representative Kosenska of Burke, select seat number 33. Um, Morgan. Representative Morgan of Milton, select seat 116. Iacovone. What seat are you selecting? Representative Iacovone of Morristown, select seat number 12. Kimball. Seat number? 9. Representative Kimball of Woodstock, select seat number 9.
Thank you. Now for our last group of brand new members, we will randomly draw and announce each member's name, announce that member's seat selection, and the Sergeant at Arms will escort them to their chosen seat. Representative Emily Karras Duncan of Whitingham.
Okay. Representative Karras Duncan of Whitingham, select seat 28. Work with.
Representative Zachary J. Harvey of Castleton.
What seat are you taking? 18. Representative Harvey of Castleton, select seat number 18. Thank you.
Representative Jonathan Cooper of Pownell.
Let's do something. I have to know. I don't know, the 129 is what I suggest. Cool. She'll work with you. Is that? So.
Oh, great. I got it. I love it. It's perfect.
What's his name? Representative Cooper. Representative Cooper of Pownell, select seat 129.
Representative Wendy Critchlow of Colchester.
Representative Critchlow of Colchester, select seat 124.
Representative Chloe Tomlinson of Winooski. We'll circle back to Representative Tomlinson. Representative Ian Goodnow of Brattleboro.
What seat are you taking?
126.
Perfect. Representative Goodnow of Brattleboro, select seat 126.
Representative Michael Taglavia of Corinth.
What seat are you selecting? Representative Taglavia of Corinth, select seat 34.
Representative Alicia Malay of Pittsford.
What seat are you selecting? What seat are you selecting? 76. Representative Malay of Pittsford is selecting seat 76.
Yeah.
Tomlinson is here now.
Representative Joseph Luno of St. Albans City.
What seat are you selecting? 78. Yeah. Representative Luno of St. Albans City, select seat 78.
And we're circling back to Representative Chloe Tomlinson of Winooski.
Representative Tomlinson of Winooski, select seat 53.
Representative Zahn Eastis of Guilford.
Representative Eastis of Guilford, select seat 125.
Representative Kenneth Wells of Brownington.
Representative Wells of Brownington, select seat 121.
Representative Gail Pezzo of Colchester.
Representative Pezzo of Colchester, select seat 29.
Representative Brenda Steady of Milton.
Representative Steady of Milton selects seat number 13.
Representative Michael Booton of Berry City.
Representative Booton of Berry City, select seat number 16.
Representative Gregory Burt of Cabot.
Representative Burt of Cabot, select seat 99.
Representative Thomas F. Charlton of Chester.
Representative Charlton of Chester selects seat 122.
Representative Christopher Howland of Rutland Town.
What seat are you selecting?
7.
Representative Howland of Rutland Town selects seat 70.
Representative Todd Nielsen of Brandon.
What seat are you selecting? 42. Representative Nielsen of Brandon selects seat number 42.
Representative Christopher Morrow of Weston.
Representative Morrow of Weston selects seat number 85.
Representative Sandra Pincinalt of Dorset.
What seat are you selecting? What seat number are you selecting? Representative Pincinalt of Dorset selects seat number 109.
Representative Deborah Cords Dolgan of St. Johnsbury.
Okay. Representative Dolgen of St. Johnsbury, select seat number 68.
Representative David Bosch of Clarendon.
What seat are you selecting? 101. Representative Bosch of Clarendon, select seat 101.
Representative Edward Teddy Wazazak of Berry City.
Representative Wazazak of Berry City selects seat number 21.
Representative Robert Hunter of Manchester.
What seat number? Yep. Representative Hunter of Manchester selects seat number 36.
Representative Michael Southworth of Walden.
Representative Southworth of Walden selects seat number 14.
Representative Doug Bishop of Colchester.
What seat number are you selecting? 41. Representative Bishop of Colchester selects seat number 41.
Representative William Greer of Bennington.
Representative Greer of Bennington selects seat number 63.
Representative Robert North of Ferrisburg.
Representative North of Ferrisburg selects seat number 32.
Representing Chris Keiser of Rutland City.
Representative Keiser of Rutland City selects seat number 65.
Representative Richard J. Bailey of Hyde Park.
What seat are you selecting? What seat number?
118.
Representative Bailey of Hyde Park selects seat number 118.
Representative Herb Olson of Starksboro.
What seat number are you selecting, sir?
83.
Representative Olson of Starksboro selects seat number 83.
Representative Sean Sweeney of Shelburne.
What seat number are you selecting?
51.
Representative Sweeney of Shelburne selects seat number 51.
Representative Bridget Marie Burkhart of South Burlington.
What seat number? 11, please. Representative Burkhart of South Burlington selects seat number 11.
Representative Joshua Dobrich of Williamstown.
Representative Dobrovich of Williamstown selects seat 100.
Representative Christopher Pritchard of Pollitt.
What seat number? Representative Pritchard of Paulet selects seat number 69.
Representative Leanne Harpole of Glover.
What seat number are you selecting? Representative Harpole of Glover selects seat number 30.
Representative James Casey of Hubbardton.
What seat number?
79.
Representative Casey of Hubbardton selects seat number 79.
Representative Anthony Miklas of Milton.
What seat number?
19.
19. Representative Miklas of Milton selects seat number 19.
Representative Candace White of Waitsfield.
What seat number are you selecting? 46. Representative White of Waitsfield selects seat number 46.
Representative Bram Klepner of Burlington.
What number are you taking? 26. Representative Klepner of Burlington selects seat number 26.
Representative Deborah Lynn Powers of Waterford.
What seat are you selecting? 35. Representative Powers of Waterford selects seat number 35.
Representative V.L. Coffin of Cavendish.
What seat are you selecting? 80. Representative Coffin of Cavendish selects seat number 80.
Representative Kevin C. Winter of Ludlow.
Sure. What seat number are you selecting? 15? 15. Representative Winter of Ludlow, select seat number 15.
Representative Richard M. Nelson of Derby.
What seat number are you selecting?
43.
Representative Nelson of Derby, select seat number 43.
And have we gotten all of our new members? We're good. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, and congratulations to all of our members. Members, we will now proceed to the election of House members who will serve on the canvassing committee, which canvasses the votes of the statewide offices and reports the results to the General Assembly in tomorrow's joint assembly. Pursuant to Joint Rule 24, the House appoints 3 members from each senatorial district. For this purpose, I hereby nominate the following members to serve on the canvassing committee. Addison District, Byrong of Vergennes, Cordes of Lincoln, and North of Ferrisburgh. For the Bennington District, Durfee of Shaftesbury, Pincinel of Dorset, and Hunter of Manchester. For the Caledonia District, Parsons of Newbury, Campbell of St. Johnsbury, and Southworth of Walden. For the Chittenden Central District, Rachelson of Burlington, Tomlinson of Winooski, and Garofano of Essex. For the Chittenden North District, Black of Essex, Bartley of Fairfax, and Steady of Milton. For the Chittenden Southeast District, Klepner of Burlington, Brown of Richmond, and Waters Evans of Charlotte. For the Essex District, Feltis of Linden, Labor of Morgan, and Page of Newport City. For the Franklin District, Hango of Berkshire, Dickinson of St. Albans Town, and Oliver of Sheldon. For the Grand Isle District, Critchlow of Colchester, Austin of Colchester, and Bishop of Colchester. For the Lamoille District, Lamont of Morristown, Boyden of Cambridge, and Bailey of Hyde Park. For the Orange District, Dobrich of Williamstown, Taglavia of Corinth, and Sakowitz of Randolph. For the Orleans District, Kazenska of Burke, Marcotte of Coventry, and Harple of Glover. For the Rutland District, Malay of Pittsford, McGuire of Rutland City, and Howard of Rutland City. For the Washington District, Chapin of East Montpelier, Lipsky of Stowe, and Galfetti of Barrytown. For the Wyndham District, Boslin of Westminster, Harris Duncan of Whitingham, and Goodnow of Brattleboro. For the Windsor District, Bartholomew of Heartland, Morris of Springfield, and Winter of Ludlow. The chair recognizes now the member from Essex Junction, Representative Houghton.
I move the election of the nominees of the Speaker to the Canvassing Committee.
The member from Essex Junction moves that the election of nominees of the speaker to the canvassing committee. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and the canvassing committee members have been elected on the part of the House. And the chair appoints the member from Virgins, Representative Byron, to chair on the part of the House. The committee will meet in room 11 this afternoon to perform its duties. Members-elect of the canvassing committee, will you please rise if you are able and receive the oath of office from the clerk of the House?
Please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will faithfully execute the office as a member of the Canvassing Committee for State Officers and will therein do equal right and justice to all persons to the best of your judgment and ability, according to law, so help you God, in the case of an oath or under the pains and penalties of perjury in the case of an affirmation? Thank you.
Thank you. And now, pursuant to the provisions of Joint Rule 5, the chair appoints the following committees to serve on the Committee on Joint Rules on the part of the House. The member from Essex Junction, Representative Houghton, the member from Poultney, Representative McCoy, and the member from Essex Junction, Representative Dolan. Members, we now have another House resolution to take up at this time. JR 4 is a House resolution relating to standing committees offered by Representatives Houghton, McCoy, and Logan. Please listen to the reading of the resolution.
HR 4 would amend Rule 25 of the Rules and Orders of the House of Representatives as follows. This is the standing committee rule in your rules. For the current Agriculture, Food Resiliency, and Forestry Committee, decreasing the numbers from 11 to 8. For the current Appropriations Committee, decreasing the number of members from 12 to 11. In the Corrections and Institutions Committee, some grammatical changes by deleting an and changing minor punctuation. For the current Committee on Education, decreasing the members from 12 to 11. By amending the current Committee on Environment and Energy to create two separate committees, the first being the Committee on Energy and Digital Infrastructure with 9 members to consider matters relating to energy, utilities, telecommunications, broadband, information technology, cybersecurity, and other similar policies. For the new Committee on Environment with 11 members to consider matters relating to conservation and development, climate change mitigation, land resources, air, water, fish and wildlife, solid waste management, and other similar policies. In the current Committee on General and Housing, by decreasing the members from 12 to 11. In the current Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs, by decreasing the number of members from 12 to 11, and by deleting from the committee jurisdiction, information technology, and cybersecurity, which would be moved to the new Committee on Energy and Digital Infrastructure. In the current Committee on Human Services, by adding to its jurisdiction oversight of programs and services provided by the Vermont Departments for Children and Families and of Disabilities, Aging, and Independent Living, and of Health. And then finally, in the current Committee on Ways and Means, by decreasing its number of members from 12 to 11.
Member from Heartland.
Madam Speaker, as we essentially always do, start with House Resolution 1 that adopts our rules, and here we are with House Resolution 4 to change our rules. You heard the resolution and the proposed changes, changing from our current number of 14 standing committees to 15. Obviously, changing the number of committees means that we have to change the number of members that are sitting on each committee. House committees are changed sometimes or modified in terms of committee name, number of members, and areas of responsibility. And this is to meet the needs of the House, to more equitably distribute workload among the committees, to adopt to changing times and challenges, and to meet the needs of Vermonters. H4 was just introduced, so your House Rules Committee did not have formal position, but we met this afternoon and took a straw poll. Our vote was 7-0 in favor of the resolution, and we ask for your support.
Now you've heard the reading of the resolution, and the question is, shall the House adopt the resolution? Member from Northfield.
Madam Speaker, I have a couple of areas for clarification, if I could interrogate the member.
The member from Heartland is interrogated.
Madam Speaker, I'm just wondering, first of all, if it was intentional or if there was a rationale between creating concurrent oversight by two committees over one Vermont department, that being the Department of Health.
Often when we put together committee responsibilities on the list, there is some overlap because obviously sometimes it's unclear which committee should have jurisdiction.
So just to clarify, members, so the addition to the Committee on Human Services was recognition of that specific committee should have joint jurisdiction? Was that the intent?
May I refer that question to the member from Essex Junction?
The member from Heartland yields to the member from Essex Junction.
Member, thank you for the question. Vermont Department of Health has over the years been under the jurisdiction of both committees of Human Services and Healthcare. And we noticed in the descriptions here that it was left out of the Human Services description and thought it best that we clarify.
Thank you, member. And I had a second question for the reporter.
Member from Heartland.
There was not a reference to any change in policy regarding the number of total committee seats. And I will confess directly that math is not my strength. So I went back and re-added several times, and it appears that the old number of committee assignments was 150, and the new number is 149. I infer from that, and I don't want to jump to a conclusion, but I infer an intent to not appoint the speaker to a working committee. And of course, the speaker traditionally has not participated in the work of the committee. But since it wasn't reported on and it appears to be a substantive change in policy, I just want to confirm that that's a correct interpretation of what the committee discussed.
I have to admit that I did not do that math myself, but my recollection is that the speaker has, in my tenure, never been assigned to a committee, so that the appropriate number of assigned seats should be 149.
So the committee discussed and had the intent to clarify protocol by reducing the number of assignments by one?
We, in the Rules Committee, did not discuss the numbers. We didn't do the math while we were meeting.
Well, it's hard to clarify then. Was it the intent of the committee to change the number and to reduce one committee member assignment?
It was the intent of the committee to make sure that every member of the House, except for the speaker, is assigned to a committee. That was the intent.
I thank the member.
The question is, shall the House adopt the resolution? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and the resolution is adopted. Pursuant to House Rule 25, as amended by HR 4, I will now announce the members of the House Standing Committees. For reference, pursuant to House Rule 26, the first member is named is the chair. The second member named is vice chair, and the third member named is ranking member. The Committee on Agriculture, Food Resiliency, and Forestry Durfee of Shaftesbury, Supernaut of Barnard, Morgan L. of Milton, Boslin of Westminster, Burt of Cabot, Lipsky of Stowe, O'Brien of Tunbridge, and Nelson of Derby. The Committee on Appropriations. Shy of Middlebury, Harrison of Chittenden, Bloomley of Burlington, Dickinson of St. Albans Town, Kazenska of Burke, LaRush of Franklin, Moricki of Putney, Nigro of Bennington, Squirrel of Underhill, Stevens of Waterbury, and Yakavoni of Morristown. For the Committee on Commerce and Economic Development, Marcotte of Coventry, Granning of Jericho, White of Bethel, Bosch of Clarendon, Booton of Berry City, Karis Duncan of Whitingham, Cooper of Pownell, Duke of Burlington, Miklas of Milton, Olson of Starksboro, and Priestley of Bradford. For the Committee on Corrections and Institutions, Emmons of Springfield, Gregoire of Fairfield, Hedrick of Burlington, Casey of Montpelier, Galfetti of Berrytown, Luno of St. Albans City, Minier of South Burlington, Morrissey of Bennington, Sweeney of Shelburne, and Winter of Ludlow. And for the Committee on Education, Conlon of Cornwall, Taylor of Milton, Brady of Williston, Brown of Richmond, Dobrovich of Williamstown, Harple of Glover, Hunter of Manchester, Long of Newfane, McCann of Montpelier, and Toof of St. Albans Town. And now for the Committee on Energy and Digital Infrastructure, James of Manchester, Campbell of St. Johnsbury, Sibilia of Dover, Bailey of Hyde Park, Howland of Rutland Town, Klepner of Burlington, Morrow of Weston, Southworth of Walden, and Torrey of Moortown. On the Committee on Environment, Sheldon of Middlebury, Labor of Morgan, Sakowitz of Randolph, Austin of Colchester, Bartholomew of Heartland, Casey of Hubbardton, Chapin of East Montpelier, Logan of Burlington, Morris of Springfield, Pritchard of Paulet, and Taglavia of Corinth. For the Committee on General and Housing, Mahali of Calais, Bartley of Fairfax, Krasnow of South Burlington, Burrows of West Windsor, Charlton of Chester, Dodge of Essex, Dogan of St. Johnsbury, Howard of Rutland City, Lamont of Morristown, Parsons of Newberry, and Pezzo of Colchester. For the Committee on Government Operations and Military Affairs, Byron of Virgins, Hango of Berkshire, Waters Evans of Charlotte, Boyden of Cambridge, Coffin of Cavendish, Hooper of Randolph, Hooper of Burlington, and Morgan M. of Milton, Nugent of South Burlington, and Pincenot of Dorset, and Stone of Burlington. For the Committee on Healthcare, Black of Essex, McFawn of Berrytown, Rebecca of Winooski, Chena of Burlington, Cordis of Lincoln, Critchlow of Colchester, DeMar of Enosburg, Goldman of Rockingham, Houghton of Essex Junction, Page of Newport City, and Powers of Waterford. For the Committee on Human Services, Wood of Waterbury, Garofano of Essex, Donahue of Northfield, Bishop of Colchester, Cole of Hartford, Estes of Guilford, McGuire of Rutland City, McGill of Bridport, Nielsen of Brandon, Noyes of Wolcott, and Steady of Milton. For the Committee on Judiciary, Malone of South Burlington, Burdett of West Rutland, Christie of Hartford, Arsenal of Williston, Dolan of Essex Junction, Goodnow of Brattleboro, Ghostland of Northfield, Harvey of Castleton, Malay of Pittsford, Oliver of Sheldon, and Rachelson of Burlington. For the Committee on Transportation, Walker of Swanton, Corcoran of Bennington, Pouch of Heinsberg, Burke of Brattleboro, Keyser of Rutland City, Lally of Shelburne, McCoy of Pulteney, North of Ferrisburg, members, we may have had a discrepancy in this. I'm going to keep on going and we'll come back to this. Tomlinson of Winooski, Wells of Brownington, and White of Waitsfield. For the Committee on Ways and Means, Kornheiser of Brattleboro, Canfield of Fairhaven, Kimball of Woodstock, Brannigan of Georgia, Burkhart of South Burlington, Feltus of Linden, Higley of Low, Holcomb of Norwich, Maslin of Thetford, Odie of Burlington, and Wazizak of Berry City. Members, will the House please stand at ease at a moment? There was a discrepancy in the list here. The House will stand at ease for a moment. Will the House please come to order and members kindly take their seats? I appreciate members' patience as we work through this process. So on the Committee of Corrections and Institutions, we have Greer of Bennington. And I reversed two. So on the Committee on Environment, we have North of Ferrisburg, and on the Committee of Transportation, we have Casey of Hubbardton. Members, that completes our business of the first day. The chair has one announcement. The canvassing committee will be meeting in room 11 at 3 p.m. today. Are there any further announcements? Member from Waterbury.
I have been asked to introduce the body to the concept of culture. Culture happens here on the State House complex. You see it in the paintings of photography and whatnot. And Representative Wood and I have a constituent who is opening a show next door at the Supreme Court Gallery tomorrow afternoon after the inauguration, with a reception starting at 4:30. Renee Greenlee is a photographer. She has done a collection. Her display is being called Blue Alchemy, and it's a collection of cyanotypes of water on watercolor paper and silk that was created within the watershed that's in our district, which is the Huntington and Winooski Rivers, Lake Champlain, small brooks, and other ephemeral streams. The show will also feature poetry by Amy Seidel, who is a professor at UVM and who is also one of our constituents. So please join us, if you will, after all of this pomp and circumstance for an art opening tomorrow at 4:30. Thank you.
Are there any further announcements? Members, I had an issue with printing off these committee assignments, so we figured out where the last discrepancy was. On the Committee of Education, it's Quimby of Linden as the last member. Seeing any further announcements? The chair has two. Again, the canvassing committee will be meeting in room 11 at 3 p.m. today. Members are reminded to pick up your new badges downstairs in the lobby or with the Capitol Police. Are there any further announcements? Seeing none. Oh, member from Randolph.
Madam Speaker, I just want to acknowledge your victory this morning and congratulate you, and to thank the member for challenging and her efforts along the way. Thank you for well, congratulations.
Thank you. Are there any further announcements? Seeing none, member from Poultney, can you please offer us a motion to adjourn until tomorrow, Thursday, January 9th at 9:30 a.m.
Madam Speaker, I make a motion this body stand in adjournment until Thursday, January 9th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m.
You have heard the motion. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, please say nay. The ayes appear to have